Who doesn't like Risk of Rain Returns? Or just the Risk of Rain series in general, if this gets recommended to a wider niche? And who doesn't like gambling? As a minor living in a state with very strict gambling laws, I must state that you should not follow my example, children. For me, these two seemingly unrelated things have gone hand in hand for a while now. Seeing as how my previous video on Risk of Rain Returns was ended via gambling. You can watch that video here, by the way, just make sure to come back after. This was a pretty big moment for me, as this quite literally was the most important event on the most important video on my channel. The only logical answer was to ponder over the impact of gambling to end a video for a while in the hot springs. Pondering break. Alright, I've achieved the revelation that gambling in videos is a net positive and should be continued, especially in Risk of Rain. But how can I make the stakes bigger and grander this time, I hear you ask? Well, I'm glad you did, because I can show you my beautiful, elaborate scheme, which is just adding more continue options, thus bumping the odds from a 50-50 to a 1 in 25 that I end the video. For future reference, the question is, will I end the video? No means don't end, aka keep playing. Yes means to end the video and stop playing. I know, truly genius. Also, I made it so that I can't spin this wheel all randomly, because I'm known as a generational fumbler in this game. So, I decided I was going to make it a little difficult on myself and make it so that I'm required to get to the stage 3 boss fight in order to spin. Doesn't matter if I live or die during or after the boss fight, because I had the psychic knowledge to know that this was prime getting clapped territory. Oh, and one more thing. Every time I roll a no, I can remove it. So the 1 in 25 chance becomes a 1 in 24, then a 1 in 23, and so on. I'm not sure how much this helps, and if someone's smarter than me can comment below how much this changes things, I would love it, but I feel like it made a decent impact. Well, with all the rules and regulations in place, the challenge has begun. I decided to rock the Huntress for a while, as she was my go-to character for literally my entire first video due to her being the only character that I have that can actually shoot in the direction I want them to, without spending 8 years trying to mess up their movement to get them to lock onto something. She's unbelievably cracked, and should easily carry me for the whole run. Oh wait, I died on stage 2. Yippee! Alright, second run. Ah, lovely. After this was when I first made the wheel, and I hadn't made the rules yet, so I spun it once for good luck, but of course, Lady Luck doesn't love me, so moving on. Okay, couple meaningless deaths later, and also a cool Huntress upgrade. And I finally fulfilled my requirement for another spin. Not like it was fruitful or anything though, or at least I don't know if it was fruitful because I straight up lost a 2-hour play session. I remember pressing record and stop record, but a whole night of gameplay just disappeared. This sparked my beef with the OBS on my computer, which has honestly sucked at actually storing recordings since I first downloaded it when I started this channel. And by the way, you will hear complaints about it in my other past videos, but like a whole night? Man, that's a lot. This sucks, dude. Anyways, I made it to stage 4 the next time I got a spin on the run where I got the Huntress upgrade, and it made a no. So that meant that I had gotten a 5th of the way to a guaranteed finished with next to no footage to show for it. On the flip side though, some stuff I can show evidence for on the internet is today's quote sponsor, aka a small clothing brand that me and my friends made. This is one of the major reasons why I haven't uploaded in a while, but now that all the behind the scenes stuff is done and the social media account that I'm running for it doesn't look like a barren wasteland, I can focus back on this YouTube channel. Speaking of socials for it, the main reason I brought it up was to shamelessly plug it, because 8 followers won't do too good for growth. A link to the Instagram account has already been shamelessly plugged in the description, so feel free to check it out. And also like, subscribe, comment, and do all the other stuff people usually beg you to do while you're down there. Alright, enough shameless advertising. I mean, like, to be fair though, at least that bit was entertaining. Unlike the run, where spin 6, or 20, This was the spin with one thing saying I'm free and 19 giving me the finger, but I'm going to reference it as run 20. And you guessed it, run 20 ended with a big fat N-O. The run for 19 was pretty interesting though. I made it all the way to stage 5. And I was genuinely considering the possibility that this video could be a completely different theme. One about beating the game. But then, the greatest stumble, the greatest fumble, the greatest mispress of the century happened. I pressed the key that for all the other freaking teleporters moves you to the next stage. But in this one, they changed that. Alright, you know what? Quick PSA to everyone. When you finish stage 5, do not press A like you normally do. Because you gotta press Q for some reason instead. Yes, this is a Crashout. Why would you make a self-sabotage mechanic like this? Anywho, I got booted to the first stage on Rainstorm difficulty, and was subsequently smited. I still counted this as a spin, as this was the farthest that I'd ever gotten. My previous PR was getting to the stage 5 fight and then immediately getting destroyed. Not like it mattered though, because the wheel said I had to go back. The run for 18 crashed, and I didn't even notice until after I spun, so I had to recreate it. Both times said no though. Hey, Watts here. So I'm in the middle of recording my video. Just gotta know. And my OBS crashed, and I didn't realize it for like 5 minutes. If the recording isn't saved, that is gonna suck so bad. By the way, it was like perfectly fine. I clicked it just to try to adjust something with my mic, but then just you gotta wait and stuff. It's not fun. For the record, I'm at 22 left. All of them have been no so far. So I'm gonna remove this. It'll be 21. Same with 17 and 16. But hey, I randomly stumbled across 2 environment logs and a monster log on 15. Yes, I'm trying so hard to get rid of the monotony between the spins. After this, I decided to go do something that was super amazing and fun. I was so desperate to get more spins that I kept speedrunning bosses with no items under the illusion that it was a challenge to try to get far without any items. I just wanted my suffering to be over. Also, around this time, I got a fun new ability for the Huntress from some achievement that was just a giant boomerang, but within like 30 seconds, I discovered that you could sort of cheese it by just hopping over it or outrunning it when it came back. I may have abused bosses with this. Oh well. I also got a ton of new logs on this run for some reason, as in a new environment log, an enemy log, a boss log, and also I made it to my spinning requirement. I didn't get what I wanted obviously, because if I did I probably would have gone to another state with a McLovin ID in hand, because remember kids, I'm a minor in a state that very much hates gambling, and bet my college fund on black, because I guarantee my lucky streak would have that covered too. After my run, I unlocked the pilot character for getting so many logs. Like all the other survivors I unlocked, my plan was to play him for a run or two, realize he sucked, and then jump back into playing Huntress. But he was different. Sure, it takes like 8 years to get him lined up shooting in the right direction, but his moveset was fun, and his V ability is great for cheesing bosses, which is an absolute must for me. So I switched to maining him, at least for the time being. I thought having a new character for lucky spin number 13 would help, but nope. Same was true for spins 12 and 11. Dang man, that spin was right there. So close to being done. Ooh, look, an artifact of honor. I have no clue what you do, but cool. Alright, well, I'm on lucky number 10 now. At least I'm most of the way there. Yeah!